Hello everybody, it's Constance Miller and Happy New Year 2023. Yay! This coming year, 2023, I can't believe it, is going to be 10 years of Redd N Slymm Productions, and I'm going to take you on the journey from the very roots of what has transpired to be this YouTube channel and take you into the present and hopefully a very, very good future for the channel. So let's begin. In 2009, my creative juices were just abundant, and I was in the need to create something that I'd never done before. So having a love for movies for my entire life, I wanted to create a movie. So I embarked on the journey of a movie called Us, and it was obviously an amateur film. And I pulled together quite a bit of talent, thankfully, due to a lot of friends who did it all for free, including a friend of mine from the band Assemblage 23, who provided the score, and it was such an amazing process, and I have to give the utmost respect to any filmmaker, whether you're amateur or professional, because making movies is hard. It's a lot of work, and it took a lot of time to make this little movie, and it turned out great for what it was, and I absolutely loved the process. So after Us, I had the itch to create more, and I just wasn't sure how to do it. I didn't have a lot of resources at my disposal. So I decided I was going to take to YouTube and talk about my love of movies. And that started out with a channel called Geek Maniac. And I was going to use that as a platform to do reviews, do rankings, and the like, and hopefully keep this burning creativity inside me afloat. And it kind of was working. And also at this time, comic book movies were really on the rise. And so I was just like, you know, I've been a comic nerd ever since I was a teenager, and I wanted to incorporate that as well, but make it separate from Geek Maniac. So I created Comic Book Movie Report in 2015, and that was its own channel, and things were, you know, slowly rolling along, and I felt my creative juices just like overflowing at this point. And in the midst of all this, I had embarked on my second amateur film, and this was titled In My Arms Tonight, and it was an ambitious project, and I had so many wonderful people that came on board to be a part of this. Some people that I'd known for a very long time, some people I had only met because of this project, and I spent a lot of time on the screenplay, gathering input from various different sources. Some of the talent that came to be a part of the project was from across the states. I was immersed into this, and unfortunately, I bit off far more than I could chew. And it tanked before it really, honestly, truly began. which is a shame because it was such a great project. So, after the failure of In My Arms Tonight, I decided to go on a smaller scale as far as things I wanted to create. And that led to 11.5-inch fully articulated dolls. And I created a soap opera called In Our Lives. And it was enough to satiate my creative nature. But it still required a lot of work, and I think I wasn't taking enough time with it, but there were several episodes that I filmed and created for it, and it's a passion project. So eventually, that ball was rolling. So in 2016, I decided I needed to lump all of this together. So each of the 3 channels were under the name Redd N Slymm Productions, although, their titles were what they were. So Film Geek Maniac, Comic Book Movie Report, and In Our Lives got thrown into one YouTube channel, Redd N Slymm Productions. And from there on, I was gung-ho and ready. And then 2017, started the boiling points for my mental health. And it's been a roller coaster of a ride. And initially, I was diagnosed being bipolar, and eventually it got to the fact that I was misdiagnosed, and the diagnosis of Dissociative Identity Disorder came to be. But even when I was diagnosed as bipolar, the subject of mental health and mental illness was very important to me, and that's something I introduced on the channel and continue to talk about. And it's so important. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows somebody with a mental illness, and while there aren't many people that have dissociative identity disorder, I wanted to have a platform that I could talk about these things openly and honestly, and hope to educate people. That put a wrench in things for a while. I still wanted to continue to create. So then it got to be that I wanted to spotlight my toy and action figure collection. So in 2019, I launched Toy Geek Maniac, where I would do action figure and toy reviews, which was a really, really big thing then. I mean, it still is, but it's just not as, trendy as it was then. And I still enjoy doing it. It's one of my favorite factions of the channel. And it's even kind of rolled over into Funko Pop Love, where I talk about the wonderful little vinyl figures that are consuming my studio space. They multiply like rabbits, I tell you. So yeah, those are aspects of the channel that I really love, and it's still feeding into my creativity process. So speaking of creative processes, I sort of fell into painting in 2019, and it wasn't something that I knew I could do. I've always drawn, and I've been very talented in that aspect. I just didn't think that painting was in my wheelhouse. So I just kind of accidentally stumbled into this. And so therefore, Phoenix Red Fire Art came to be and is still a wonderful part of my life. And it's not movie making, but it's a great creative outlet. And I'm so happy and thankful that I've had the opportunity to share this aspect of my creativity with so many people. So that's been great. In 2020, I kind of like folded the chapter on Comic Book Movie Report and just opened the door to celebrating Marvel Studios. As being a Marvel and DC fan, I was just finding that the Marvel content was appealing to me more. Not to say that DC wasn't putting out good material, I just figured that celebrating Marvel Studios was going to be the way for me to go. And if there was something along the lines of DC or any other independent property, I could lump that into Film Geek Maniac. So that has been a fun little journey. Phase 4 hasn't been all that great, but I'm excited to see what is coming up in the future. And talking about it, because I love Marvel Studios stuff. So since Redd N Slymm Productions was becoming this hub of pop culture excitement, I was like, wow, I'm really missing something that I should be discussing. And it dawned on me that I had nothing about music. And music is, I hope it's the case with everybody, but it's been so integral to my life, and there have been so many wonderful music moments that I just can't shake. So I decided to create Musicology. It's kind of a weird title. I don't know how I came up with it. And for the first episode, I dove right into my favorite band of all time, a little indie band called Hooray. And I got to see them live back in 2015. Remarkable. It was life-changing, to say the least. So I'm interested in doing more with this because it's a challenging topic, because you can't actually use music without getting pinged for copyrights. So I have to talk about music without referencing the actual source material, or using the source material, I should say. And that presents quite a challenge, and so I think it's going to help me dive into what I really love about music and the artists that I really care for. 2022 also brings about my coming out as a transgender woman, and I felt it was important not just for me, but for those around me, and maybe people out there that are not out, or just seeking some sort of solace or support, acknowledgement, whatever it is. So I created It's Constance, and it's my blog, just about daily life. Nothing extremely political or agenda driven. It's just a blog, and it's been just a short time now since all of this has transpired, but the response has been overwhelming, and I couldn't be more happy and thankful and grateful for all the support that has come through various forms of social media and the like. So that's a little bit about the history of Redd N Slymm Productions. It's still hard for me to believe it's been 10 years since it really all began. We're not a big channel. 336 subscribers as of right now. Around 650 videos. Not looking to be YouTube famous. I do appreciate and enjoy watching the channel grow. I like those aspects. I do love to see the subscription viewers go up, and the views, the likes, and I guess the biggest thing is interacting with subscribers. That has been something that is truly rewarding. So yeah, if there is anything out there that you think that I should cover here on Redd N Slymm Productions, feel free to drop something in the comments. We certainly appreciate all the support, the conversations, the likes, the views, all that wonderful YouTube-y stuff. Yeah, so thank you so much for stopping by and celebrating with me, and as always, love and light to you all.